Hi, how are you everyone? This is Estela Balanza Goats. I'm a CEO of All Out Immigration Services. For today's blog, I'm gonna discuss about what a member of parliament can help you with your application journey, okay, or status. So this is a free service. So if you are in need of this type of services, then contact your member of parliament. This will really help you. So, your member of parliament can help with an immigration application, but it is important to understand what they can and cannot do. So, realistic expectations, okay? And since this is free, so listen carefully. So, what an MP can help you with immigration matters. They can check the status of your application. You can also check the status of your application by doing so in a web form, right? But they can also do that in behalf of you. So they can contact an IRCC directly on your behalf, get more detailed status updates that what you see online, confirm whether your file is stuck, delayed, or awaiting review. This is especially helpful if your application is well past the normal processing times. For example, they will say in their IRCC website that the application is 3 to 6 months, or they usually mention days, right? How many days, and it's already past due on that date. So contact your MP, or you can simply web form them as well on your behalf. So another thing they can help you is address unreasonable delays. So if your application is delayed due to system errors, lost documents that you've attached, right? That there's no like communication from the IRCC, security or background checks taking excessively long. There is a time when they can check your background and they in your update, even if you check on your profile, they usually say like still in a security background check process, which is past due again. You can contact your MP, or your MP can request an explanation from IRCC, a status review or follow up on your file as well. So they can also help in urgent or compassionate situations because there's like humanitarian and compassionate considerations, right? Refugee cases that tend to have those H&C grounds, okay? So for example, MPs can make inquiries when there is family separation. So when your family is separated and you need help, medical or humanitarian concern, you cannot go home because you're persecuted in your own country or other extreme reasons why you can't stay or go back to your home country, risk of losing legal status or employment, time sensitive issues like expiring work permits, travel emergencies, but they cannot override, take note, they cannot override or make any decisions with your application, right? They cannot override the law is law, right? But they can flag urgency. So if there is like a very special cases, right, they can help you out with an extreme emergency reason, essential reason for sure. Clarify confusing RICC decisions or requests. So they can also like ask why this person is work visa is refused and why the permanent residency is refused, because sometimes most of my immigration consultant colleague knows this, that they usually have that general refusal letter, right? And there is more than what meet in the eye that the reason is, right? They usually have like you're not eligible because you don't have experience or ties to your country, or you don't have work employment history, all of that. But sometimes there are more reasons behind that, and usually with this very very strict immigration, especially with temporary visas and working visa, always the underlying issue that they don't say there is the language test, right? It's always the language test nowadays, even if you're low skilled worker. So they can, if you receive a confusing request letter, they can explain or ask the IRCC about that. A refusal that isn't clear is what I mentioned. A conflicting information from IRCC, because it's, to tell you the truth, it's always like that, right? People don't understand what are they saying and what what is meant, because they're using immigration language and it confuses a lot of regular people, right, that don't have huge comprehensive knowledge with immigration. So an MP can help ask IRCC for clarification, confirm when reconsideration is possible, assist with administrative errors. So, for example, incorrect personal information, missing uploads not acknowledged by RCC, technical issues with online portals, they can also help with that. But all of these things too, you can do it yourselves, right? But if there's a member of parliament that can help you out more, so it would be better that you help yourself. If you have an immigration consultant, the immigration consultant will also request for all of this information, and the MP as well. So they're a member of parliament, they're elected by the people. So sometimes their voice or their request is matters most, because they're asking for like accountability of the government employees. So sometimes they're geared more on helping in some cases, right? With people that are follow up by the member of parliament. There's always pros and cons and everything, right? So again, an MP cannot do approve or refuse your application, as I highlight before. Change eligibility requirements, they can't do that. Eligibility is eligibility, period, right? Speed up normal processing without valid reasons. Again, without valid reason, everybody needs to follow, right? The processing time. No one is above the law is what they're trying to say. Or bypass immigration laws or quotas, nor guaranteed approval. So contact your MP of your riding is your best practice where you live, right? Request an immigration inquiry appointment, bring or send application number, which is usually your UCI, consent form, they need your permission, timeline of your application, proof of urgency if there is, and it needs to be valid reason, okay? So most MP offices have a caseworker dedicated to immigration issues, and that's how it is, right? When it makes sense to contact your MP, application is well beyond, right? So don't contact your MP when you were just submitted the other day, right? They're just unrealistic expectation. You face serious hardship due to delays because you're waiting for your work permit, especially for work permit extensions, because you're working with one employer and you're just extending your work permit. So, but then you can also work, right, while waiting for your work permit. So there are many reasons, right? IRC is not responding. For example, you inquire on yourself via the web form and there's no response. It's usually like 5 to 10 business days. And if they don't respond, you can also contact your MP. So there's a risk of status loss or family separation. So your family is separating or you're losing your status, then you can contact your MP. So it's not recommended for newly submitted application without delay. So remember that. If you just submitted yesterday or 2 weeks ago and it's the time frame is not yet past due in that time frame, please, try not to contact your MP. So if you don't know, right, you can always call us or message us. But then again, it's very simple. Contact your MP on your riding. And as what I mentioned in my blog, it will help you out a lot. So if you have more questions or you want assistance in any of your applications, permanent residency, temporary foreign worker, we got tons of spousal sponsorship nowadays, which is huge numbers of approval. Visitors visa, we still have approval in that area. Contact us. We are located in St. Albert and Edmonton area. Message us in our All Out Immigration Facebook page or contact me directly. My number is 780-667-8786. If I can't answer, just message me. I'm always multitasking. I'm also have another business. So I hope if this blog will help you, like, share, comment below. Please share to our kababayans that need helps, right? And especially this is free. So I'm wishing everybody best wishes. Good luck to all of us in 2026. And we hope we get the best year. But immigration doesn't look like it's going to be good this year. So just be ready for your eligibility and requirements. Get ready, right? If that is your goal, focus on your goal. Happy New Year, everyone. This is Stella Blansagot saying we wish you all the best for 2026. Bye for now.